Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. And this is episode 224. We like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had someone introduce themselves in our Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Meredith, who is M. Gayer from M. Gayer 1981 from Florida.
Welcome. We're so glad to have you. Thanks for introducing yourself. You're not selves. Yourself. So Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you will get a shout out on our next episode and you will be able to participate in all our cows and giveaways.
That's right. Well, we have several FOs this week. We have very little yummies. We have TV, which I am not okay with what happened on Sherlock, just FYI. We'll talk about that more later. But we'll be sharing what the prizes are for our two current cows right now and awarding the prizes for the 52 weeks of charity cow. Yay. So, and we've got lots more besides that. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
So now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Dammy?
I have still been working on the flat white wrap for our new book, Coffee with Cece and Dammy 2, another 7-pattern caffeine-inspired knitting collection.
Huzzah!
This is one of the samples for it. It's on US 3.25 millimeters, and the yarn is Little Yellow Uke Crafts Soprano Shawl in the flat white colorway, but I can't show it to you.
It's a secret,
but it's very soft.
It is. It's so squishy, and it's such a generous size skein. There's like 500 meters or something in it. So, and this is a 2 skein project. And we're going to include in the pattern a way to make it a cowl or a skinnier scarf. Say that fast.
Skinnier scarf, skinnier scarf, skinnier scarf, skinnier scarf, skinnier scarf, skinnier scarf.
Well,
now those don't sound like real words.
Well, don't you feel proud of yourself?
You told me to.
Oh, I was telling them. Okay. Is there anything else that you are working on?
No.
Okay.
So what are you working on?
Well, I have 3 things on the needles and 1 that is about to go on the needles. First up, I'm still working on my zigzag blanket, which is on the screen right now. This is the 10-stitch zigzag pattern by Frankie Brown. I'm on US 4's 3.5 mil needles, and the current yarn I'm using is that really colorful one.
Wool Kitchen.
Yes, and what colorway is that?
Ziggy.
Ziggy. It's the Ziggy colorway. I have socks that knit out of it. I got it last EYF. Yeah. So I'm 5 zigzags out of 20 into that stripe, so 25% done with that stripe. And I don't know if I said this last week, I can't remember, but I've finished 28 stripes. I think I did 16 last year. So we're still on track for a 2019 finish date. What will be going on my socks on my needles next is a pair of socks. Socks, yeah, but that's not what I'm knitting with. Because I just before we started podcasting, I bound off the frozen socks, which I'll show you in FOs. So my next pair of socks is going to be using these leftover yarns. This is Rainbow Heirloom Sock in the Orange Peel and Pumpkin Spice colorway from my I Love You More Than Pumpkin Spice sock kit from, it's like a year and a half ago now. So I have 43 grams left of each of them. So I'm going to do contrasting heels, toes, cuffs, and opposite. So like if the orange is the main color on the first one, it'll have brown toes, heels, and cuffs. And then the other one will have brown as the main with orange as the toes, heels, and cuffs. So I will be casting those on in just a little bit. I am also working on my very first brioche project. I had to frog it once, but apparently that's pretty common because a brioche yarn over is not like a regular yarn over. Just putting that out there. Okay, let me tell you about this first, and then I'll tell you the other stuff. So this is the Alloy hat by Tatiana Skotsky. Scotce. Skotsky.
Tatiana Scotchy.
Scotchy. This is from the most recent Pom Pom Quarterly. And I'm doing this on US 5 3.75 mil needles, and the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners Air Valley DK in the white, blue, and cardamom colorway. So there's the right side, and the wrong side is that. Okay, so I've been wanting to try brioche for a while, and I just hadn't done it. And then Louise Tilbrook of Louise Tilbrook Designs, who taught at our retreat this past year, is doing a brioche challenge in January. And so I was like, okay, that's it. I will do this. So this hat is going to be for charity. We see a homeless guy every Sunday on our way to church, and he's always so cold. So when I finish this, I'm going to give it to him on the way to church one Sunday. But what was I going to say? So yes, a brioche yarn over is not like a traditional yarn over. And what was the name of that blog that Louise recommended? I want to say it was Crafts from the is that, how do you say that?
I don't know. It's Welsh.
It's Welsh. Quitch.
I don't think it's that.
However you say it, CWTCH. Anyway, I'll put a link in the show notes. Don't let me forget to do that. But she has some really good brioche tutorials, and they saved my life because I was like, this is not working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So we'll put that in the show notes in case you are wanting to try brioche. Oh, I just had another thought and I totally lost it. Brioche, Louise, tutorial. I don't know. It'll come to me at some point, I'm sure. So, yeah, so I am knitting on this. And then I haven't knit very much on this week because I was like, I want to do the brioche hat. So this is my pink sparkly vest, which is the Matthew Street vest by Bonnie Sinat, and I'm using US 4 3.5 mil and US 5 3.75 mil needles, and the yarn is Rico Design Creative Reflection Print in the blackberry colorway. So here it is. So last week when I showed y'all this, I was right here, so I did get it in quite a bit, but I decided that I'm going to make it longer, even if that means I have to contact the there's a lady on Ravelry that has some of this in her stash that she's looking to sell. So I'm going to check with her and see if that's still available. I'm into my third cake of 4 that I have. But there's no sleeves. So I don't know. I might have enough with 4. I'm going to keep going and see how close I can get and see if I can make it with 4. But I have not worked on that since I cast on the brioche hat because I wanted to get the brioche hat done. I was hoping to have it done for today's podcast, and it did not happen because I had to frog it. And because this calls for a really, really long hat, or length, because you fold over the brim like a lot, like several inches. So, but I will definitely have this done for next week's podcast. And then I can give it to the guy on the way to church. And that is everything that is on my needles or about to be on my needles. So we should move on to the next segment.
So now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
So what did you finish this week?
I finished another sample for the book, the hot chocolate socks, on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. In Pandia's Jewel Snug in the hot cocoa with pink marshmallows colorway, but I can't show you. And then I re-knit the leg on an earlier sample I had done, the instant coffee socks, because there was a problem with the leg. So I did the leg on US 4's 3.5 millimeters. That
Make sure
sounds
you put
right.
that in the pattern.
Yes, it's already in the pattern. And the yarn is Ginger's hand dyed Humming DK and the My Little Pony colorway. So there's the bottom of the foot.
It's very pretty yarn and it's so squishy.
That's it.
What happened was the stitch pattern sucked it in more than you expected, and as often happens, because it happens to me too, I forget to check it after I do the heel and then try it on to make sure the leg will go up over the heel, because you're doing the pattern on both needles instead of just on one. And so that's what happens. Yeah, we've both had that happen several times. We just forget to check it. So all right, did you finish anything else? 2 projects this week. I'm proud of you.
No, so what did you finish?
I finished 2 projects too. First up is my first preemie hat for 2017, because yes, again, even though we're not doing the 52 weeks of charity cal, I am still going to be knitting a preemie hat every Sunday. So this is the first one. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Barocco Weekend in the clothesline colorway, and then some chocolate brown hand spun. I don't know what fiber it was or anything, but I had done that. So I made the pom-pom, and then I had just enough left for 3 little stripes, or 3 little rows to make a stripe on the hat. And then, as I alluded to earlier, I finished, just before we started recording, my frozen socks. I have not woven in the ends even yet, but I will. Okay, so this is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern, and I used US 1.5's 2.5mm needles, and the yarn is Strawberry Fields yarn Take a Hike in the frozen colorway. And I love it. They're not matchy-matchy, because they're off by just a little bit, but that's fine with me. But I do like that the heel it's not like funky. It doesn't have like just like one row of a color, even though they're not exactly matchy-matchy. This one I like a little bit better because it's got a thicker gray here and the blue is a little slimmer there.